Hello, everyone. Candace-Marie Mitcham here with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices, Silverhawk Realty, East Idaho, and you are joining me for the Lending Lounge. So with me today, I have Brandy Knight of Highlands Residential Mortgage, and we're going to go over interest rates as of today. We're going to talk about some down payment assistance programs and any other fun little factoids that popped up this week. Be right back. Thank you again for joining us today, Brandy. Thank you, as always, for spending some time during your week with me.
I like it.
All right. Well, tell me what is going on today with interest rates.
So interest rates have rallied.
Yay!
Right? Every little bit helps.
It does. It does.
So if we're going back to that same source that we have been, the Google mortgage interest rates. This is putting it at 8.3. Which we've been at 8.6, right? So this is a good improvement. Mm-hmm. So if you're using discount points, you can probably get a lot further with that. And your money's going to go a lot further for you too. Right? So that's going to help kind of keep more people approved.
Well, and I just saw within the last couple of days when the feds came out and made their regular announcement, they were not doing the interest rate hike, which was great. That was good news for us and for home buyers.
Yes, we like that. So, and then with that improvement in there, so that has also helped with being able to make your money go a little further.
Yes.
We can get you qualified for a little more.
That's right.
Who doesn't want that, right?
I know. Pre-qualification is really important when you're thinking about buying a home.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now, talking about buying a home, and it's not always the easiest, even if we have an interest rate, we've gotten pre-qualified, right?
Yes.
Having that chunk of money down sounds unachievable for a lot of people in the market when they're going for their first home.
Yes, well, because so many of them think they need to have 20%. Mm-hmm. You don't need 20%.
Okay.
20% is great if you don't want to have mortgage insurance, but we'll talk about that in a different day.
Yeah.
So we can do this for as little as 3% if you're a first-time home buyer, 5% if it's your second, if with a conventional loan. So then one of the other programs that is out there, we talked about Idaho housing a little bit.
We did. You can check back on a prior episode that we did.
We have. So NeighborWorks Pocatello.
Tell me more.
Another community lender out there.
Okay.
I had to think about that one for a second.
Okay. Well, and let's back up really quick on something. So when we talk about that, when we see the 20% down, which is what most people know. So here in Idaho Falls, our average single family home sales price is going to range, depending on where you're looking, about $400,000 to $420,000. So if we use that round number of $400,000, most people assume that you need to have 20% down just for your down payment. Okay. So easy math, do it with me, guys. I cheat a little bit when it comes to math. So 10% of that, $40,000. Double that to 20%, $80,000. People are like, I don't have $80,000 sitting in the bank. That scares me, right?
You don't need that much.
So now we can roll it back, and you're saying people can do it for as little as 3%. So take that same $400,000 plus 3%, right? So that's a big savings that you have right there to get you into a home. Now, with that said, just to help with the math really quick, now we're talking about Pocatello. NeighborWorks, right?
Yeah, NeighborWorks Pocatello.
Okay, NeighborWorks Pocatello. Okay, now tell us more.
You don't have to buy in Pocatello.
Okay, good to know.
You can.
Pocatello's great.
I'm happy to help you there.
Yeah.
We're in IF, right? And we're sitting in a house in Idaho Falls.
Yeah, we're in Idaho Falls, yeah.
So they previously had serviced 8 counties, and they've expanded.
Nice.
So I'm going to read them off for you.
Okay.
I'm going to read them here. And then, so it's Bannock County, Bear Lake, Bingham, Bonneville.
Okay.
There we are. Caribou, Franklin, Oneida, and Power. And then they just added Jefferson, Madison, and Fremont.
Awesome.
So we can go all the way up to like St. Anthony area.
And I'll link that in the information down below. So we'll make sure we list all those counties out there for you, along with the links for this program as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the way that program works is that they can give you up to 5% for the down payment assistance.
Okay.
And then an additional 3% for closing costs if we need to get those wrapped in because we didn't get the seller to pay them.
Okay. So we would be doing our first mortgage, right? So again, explaining for people who haven't had to use a program like this before, or maybe just haven't bought before, you're going to get your first. Okay. That's the language that you hear. That's going to be your base mortgage, if you will, right? To cover the cost of the home. Then we're looking at getting a second. So this would be a second mortgage to cover these additional costs, right?
Yes.
So you have 2, a little bit of a sandwich there, right?
Yep. Okay. Yep. So you have 2 mortgages. So their minimum required down payment is $500.
Okay.
So we can pair that with Idaho housing.
Okay.
and they have programs that are out there as well. Their minimum down is 0.5%. So that 500 counts towards your 0.5% that you need. I know these are lots of percentages. That's why you should call me.
Well, I was going to say, that's why we need you, right? This connects with that, equals divide by.
This is my favorite game. I love this game. Which one matches?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but there are these programs that are out there. It is a fixed rate.
Okay.
I don't want to quote the rate right now because market changes, right?
Yep.
But if you have questions on that, I'm absolutely happy to help. And it is over 15 years.
Okay.
So there's no early payout penalties.
Okay.
So I'm always telling people, if you have even $20, pay it to your second. Let's get rid of that.
Okay. So again, we have our first mortgage, which is coming, the bulk of the property that we're purchasing. And most of the time, you're going to see those run for 30 years.
Yes.
Most of the time. Now you have this second potentially. And so that's coming in at a different interest rate as a separate item. And that is running for a term of 15 years, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And their rate is currently really low. So
okay.
Call me and we'll talk about it.
All right. You always answer all the questions.
Every one of them I can.
I know.
And if I don't know, I know someone who does know. Then I will get back to you.
Well, and going through these programs, it just reminds me of those like 1970s cop shows where they'd be chasing the bad guy and you had the pictures and you drew the string and it went to here and there and eventually they found him. So Brandy helped all that. Thanks for that.
That's one of my favorite words.
I'll see if I can insert a funny photo. I don't know if I'm that talented enough. Anyway, well, that's awesome. So we're going to link all the information for that.
Yes.
We're also going to link your information down below as well. Now, I always like to find out because interesting things happen during the week. Any interesting queries that came in from clients or anything that you kind of saw as common questions that were popping up this week?
Yeah, so I've talked to several buyers who are saying, well, I want to buy, but I don't think my credit's very good, or I have a lot of debt. And so I always am telling people, let me help you out with that. So if you will put on an application, I can pull your credit. If credit isn't high enough, I can use what's called a what if calculator or simulator.
I like that.
And it will tell me if we pay down this card or pay down this loan or open a credit card. Sometimes it's open card. I can increase your score X amount, and it's different for everybody.
Okay.
So, and that's something we can do immediately.
And most people are just scared.
Terrified.
Not only to share with other people, they're terrified to look and know for themselves. But if you don't look and know, how do you know what to do?
Yes.
So looking with a friend sometimes makes the dark not so scary.
I've seen everything.
Yeah.
You can't scare me. I've seen them as low as 420.
Yep.
And I have seen them as high as over 800 and everything in between.
Right.
Overdrafts like you wouldn't believe.
Yep.
It's okay. I'm not judging.
Yeah.
I just want to help.
Yeah,
I really just want to help. And so once we kind of decide what it is we need, where you're at, we just formulate a plan.
There you go.
So we just create a strategy so you can buy a home if you can't get qualified right now.
Take a friend. Makes it easier. So before we go, guys, we just wanted to remind you that we are here filming at the beautiful new community of Caribou Crossing Townhomes in Idaho Falls. And we are located right behind
Winco.
All right, next to
the liquor store.
And the liquor store. And the Exhaldea spa. So depending on what kind of week you've had, do you need ice cream? Do you need a massage?
There's a Pizza Hut there.
There is pizza. There's all kinds of things here. And so this community is currently in the middle of build out. So we have units that are available right now. We have some that are in the middle of construction. We have some ready to break ground. And in total, we're going to have 89 units. So you can go to cariboucross.com to see the full layout. You can, of course, go to my website, Candace with an A, Candace-Marie, RE.com, and take a look at those as well. But we have 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1-car garage, and 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage. So if you want to come see these, you can call myself, you can call Brandy, you can go online. We can just come check out Caribou Cross and Idaho Falls and all the good things that we have to offer, like a people park, a dog park, and so much more. And thank you everybody for joining us. We are going to be back next week to share more tips and tricks and how to navigate this interesting world of mortgage and finance, really, and home ownership. All right. Okay. Have a good week.
Thanks, guys.